right.
Yeah, to be fair, Dark specifically said that he didn't want to travel. He didn't play in the qualifiers. He didn't want to travel. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. I know from what I've heard, it sounds like it's quite a lot of hassle with the COVID restrictions in Korea when you're traveling. You have to go, you have to wait quite a while when you come back before you can, reintegrate or whatever it is.
Reintegrate into society.
Yeah. They have to fix you up,
They gotta spray you down, they got
you gotta watch some educational videos.
It's one of those. I mean, we heard NightMare stories about Bunny, right, when he got COVID in Katowice, and it took him like a month to come back home. It was terrifying. But speaking of terrifying, spawning in the top right hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the South Korean Protoss player himself representing his brand new team, Team GP. It is NightMare.
And some people, they're afraid of what they see in their nightmares. Some people are afraid of the dark. It is playing for DPG, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, our Red Zerg, dark. Sometimes when you have a thought and it's coming together and you're like, I could put this thought together, or I could just go with it right now in its current form. I don't have to finish thinking. It's okay.
I could hear your indecisiveness when you were speaking. When you started so confident, and you're like, "Oh, hold on."
I'm like, "Wait, this is not going anywhere.
Where is this going? I don't know.
I can't back out now.
Why did I do this? Why did I start with the name?
Why did I agree to this? Why didn't I go to bed? I could be napping right now. In the dark, having nightmares."
Stop! Just stop! He's not stopping.
You get it? Because it's their names, like it's their names, but it also means something else.
It does. It means the end of our careers, mate. That's what it means.
True. What a nightmare.
What a dark, mate. What a dark.
What a dark. This is a dark moment for the CranKy Ducklings. And not just because dark is
Speaking of a dark moment, everyone in the chat, place your bets, as I was desperately trying to get it up and running, but here we go. Predictions are open. Who is going to advance on to the grand finals? This is a bet for the series, not the game, so bear that in mind. Are you going to place your money on the favorites or place your money on the NightMare? We'll find out. Oh my god, as NightMare is opening up with a robo.
Yeah, interesting opening coming out here from NightMare, going for a very fast robo. Let's talk about the game.
Oh my god. As of course, a robot opener like this typically leads towards a faster robotics bay. We're thinking, either disruptor drop or colossus drop. That's typically what we expect to see, as the probe does head in that direction, and we should see the bay.
I was going to make a joke about the predictions and gambling problems, but I thought that might be a little bit too dark.
He's still on that? Yeah. Are we going to talk about the game?
No. Mate, it's an observer. Do you want to talk about observers?
I thought I was.
It's rushing out an observer. Will Dark see the observer in time, or will he be detected?
I've lost control of this ship. We're headed towards the iceberg.
Mate, I steered us toward the iceberg. I saw the iceberg and I said, "Let's go."
I see the iceberg and I say, "Just fucking end it now." Take me. Oh god, as we can see, it is going to be that disruptor drop, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of weird NA memes from NightMare. What's important is that Dark is in the dark. He hasn't seen any of this.
It's not funny, lad. Stop making dark jokes.
God,
that ship has sailed. It's sailed into an iceberg. We're done.
It's so bad.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this.
Oh god. I think one of us is gonna make it out sane, mate. That's all I know. As the War Prism is zooming out across the map behind this, NightMare is expanding. Honestly, this is pretty greedy. Like, the reason why this typically isn't done, as Lings are about to rock up, is that we don't have anything to protect this third. We don't have an Oracle, which is why we typically have Stargate openers. So Lings are already here across the map. Here come the Novas, and oh, the splits, puppy.
Yeah, does it opt to go for these queens? We can see this observer actually doing work there. The observer found the queens, acquired the target. But meanwhile, yeah, Dark just continuing to make Lings. This is something about Dark's play. When he sees an opening, he is very confident in committing to getting damage on it. And he will make the extra Lings, will go for the extra damage, do things that seem a little bit wild, a little bit aggressive when he does see these openings. And this is the killer instinct that he has is what makes him such a strong player.
Yeah, and again, this is also why like I'm a little bit surprised that NightMare did expand as quickly as he did off of a robo opener, because you're that much more vulnerable to Ling aggression. He gambled, and to be fair, the third base is still alive. The Colossus comes out just in time to protect it, but he did lose a lot in the process. He lost a lot of pylons, he lost a lot of his gateway units as well, and his aggression hasn't really paid for itself.
Okay, so he was going for 2 Twilight Councils right before that the second Twilight Council finished. He cancelled it. I thought he was going to go for Blink and Charge at the same time. I was getting hyped, but he does manage to catch that mistake 1 second before the second Twilight finishes.
Hey, we're not cutting Cure, okay? We're not having some weird factories floating up into the air for no reason, okay? NightMare, thankfully, he catches that mistake. He's still holding on to his third. No, very little mining, though. The Lings doing the best they can to keep him in check. And I love this response here from Dark. He's going for the Spire because Colossi, Disruptors, mate, they don't shoot up.
Yeah, this is a very good response to a heavy robo commitment, and seeing those sentries as well. Those sentries are a little bit of a signal that NightMare is going to be continuing to commit into robo, into the ground forces. So these mutas are going to be a very strong response coming out from Dark.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they go unscattered. NightMare, he hasn't been able to slip into the main base. He does have plenty of sentries. We should be seeing a hallucinated scout soon, TM, to get eyes on things. Maybe he's relying a lot more on his War Prism to maybe get an eye on things, as he does pick up a couple more queens. Like, he's slowly been getting some value here, but nothing major. He hasn't gotten into a mineral line. He hasn't roasted any kind of drones.
Yeah, certainly got some pretty good value out of this drop. Has managed to take out quite a few of these queens, but Dark is just happily progressing along. Double expanse, they're going up to 5 bases, and we do see that this ground push coming out from NightMare here is a little bit ill-timed considering all the mutas coming out. I do think that Dark is going to be able to clean this one up if he can jump on top of it with all these mutas coming out undetected.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, those shield batteries were not replaced. They were thrown down earlier when the third was initially being taken, and because of that, the entire mineral line goes down. The mutas actually bypass the army. He goes across the map. He's forcing NightMare all in.
Yeah, really nice counterattack coming out here from Dark, getting so much damage on these probes, and NightMare, feeling that he's forced completely all in correctly, is shoving straight into the main. Really nice aggression coming out from him, and those sentries are going to be able to block out the ramp as well, so once he's in that main, he can take out everything.
Yeah, but what does he do from there? Because he's going to be trapped in that main base. Is he going to try and recall back home and save what? Because every single probe is going down. They all try to evacuate, but 59, 60 probes do end up falling. All 3 next are still alive, but again, they will all fall in a couple of moments. And NightMare, he's trying to do what he can, but again, he's not progressing anywhere nearly as quickly as Dark.
Yeah, Dark just doing everything he can just to buy himself time here, even fighting with the drones, splitting with the drones so that it takes as long as possible for NightMare to clean up all these buildings. We can see at the 3 o'clock taking a ninja base as well, just anticipating the base trade. Even got some queens there already ready to spread some creep, so he's very much on top of this situation.
He may just kill NightMare by elimination. He could just kill every single building. Oh my god, I say that, but a probe was with the army somehow, some way. NightMare gets a gas geyser in the main of Dark.
I will say the problem with this though, unless you can get a Nexus started, Dark is going to see where this is, and if Dark can send his mutas over, I don't think there's enough Stalkers to kill all of them before they can kill the Geyser.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like, the mutas, it's not going to take them long at all to take that down. Meanwhile, every single building in the main base of NightMare is going down. He's going to go from one base to another. He still doesn't know what bases have been taken, and the mutas, they rock up, and yeah, they're just going to focus down the gas.
Yeah, they're happy to go straight there. Focus down the gas. It does look like he's managed to start another gas with that probe that is in the warp prism, but Dark can just keep on diving on this. He has so many mutas.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he can just dive on in. NightMare does have the resources to make a Nexus. As soon as this creep clears up, maybe he'll take the natural base of Dark. And maybe he'll be able to do something with that, but he has to be so careful with this prism.
Yeah, and it's really important that he finds a good defensive position before he drops his Nexus, because after he cancels it, he won't have enough money to do it again. So he only gets one shot at this.
Yeah, only one shot, one opportunity. Meanwhile, the gas guys are just left a little bit exposed. The Lings are going to come in from behind. At the same time, the mutas, they're diving in.
Ooh. Yeah, the mutas jumping right on the disruptors. Nice micro there from NightMare just to snatch that away. And it does look like that that SMLoad is going to go down, but manages to get one more down. I don't think he can defend this, to be honest. And Dark sees everything.
Dark does see everything. He sees the gas guys are getting. He can just dive on it if he wants to. He can't lose too much in the process, though, because again, NightMare could just take another gas geyser if that happens. But we are still down to just the one building.
Mate, why is he so desperate to mine gas? He needs minerals. He doesn't know.
Should message him after the game.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah. Oh god, as he is, you know, I mean, he's doing a great job at just surviving, I guess, but like again, he just doesn't realize that Dark literally has every single other base on the map right now. Like, he's just mining so happily, rebuilding said army. Yeah,
Dark is mining all over. Dark could potentially even get maxed before this game is over, but he's just really taking his time with this. There's no reason for Dark to rush. There's no mining for NightMare, so Dark doesn't actually have any pressure on him to get this game finished.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, NightMare still has enough resources, but he just completely abandons his gas guys. The gas guys is going to go down. He needs to take another.
He needs more gas, puppy.
He needs more gas, and that means that he cannot make a Nexus.
You know, it'd be really cute. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he can actually stop the broodlings from the dying buildings from killing his gas. GG is called there. Really nice game from Dark. Good instincts though.
Yeah, GG, well played, you know, forcing the base trade, being so comfortable in that position, in that situation, able to take every single other base on the map. And yeah, just identifying the opener, identifying the build and abusing it, just being so aggressive with his Lings and going into that Spire. It was beautiful.
Yeah, really well done there. And we see Go Go Yo in full caps. Let's go.
Oh my god, let's go as we're continuing on in this series, getting into game number 2. Yeah, we'll see kind of where this takes us. I'm curious to see what kind of opener NightMare is going to go for as well. Like, going for a Robo is pretty out there. It's pretty wild. And again, like, we didn't really see it come to fruition as NightMare was about to load in his Terran.
Oh. No, do it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to remake.
Smooge indeed. So we will be remaking this game now, not intending to go for Terran. Oh, it's a tire.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah,
I never thought about that. If you both leave before the game starts, I guess it's a tie.
Yeah, yes sir, guess that makes sense.
So now we're going to be seeing Light playing against the Terran of the caster.
Of Inu, papi, of Inu.
Let's go.
So good. We're just going to be remaking here. Unfortunately, NightMare doesn't want an easy win by picking Terran. You know, he wants to make things harder on himself.
Yeah, he's got to work for it, you know. These Protoss players have a lot of honor.
Yes, that is what they are known for.
Yes, and meanwhile we do have data under the sea loading up.
Yes, we do. Did you see? Have you seen? Have you heard about what we're planning?
I think so. Does it involve Steel World?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world's not ready. The world will never be ready. Things haven't gotten that bad yet.
Oh, I was about to ask you to feature in his cover, mate.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm always down for a bad time.
And speaking of a bad time, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have our South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Team GP, struggling a little bit in that first game, but fighting back here in game number 2. It is NightMare.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner with a 1-0 lead in this series, it is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Dark.
No pun?
No.
Yeah,
Grown up.
you only say that for the...
I've gotten old.
Oh god. You only whip it out for special occasions, you know? Only the highest of quality puns come out.
Yeah, only special occasions. It's only for game 1 of a series. Game 2, you know, it's not that special. You know?
Okay.
I'm saving the next one for game 3.
You're saving the next one for special.
Oh. Yes. That's right.
Oh god.
There is an absence of light in my life. Everything is dark above here. These special moments seem so far away. I'm just living in a nightmare.
I need the cure.
Oh no.
I will fall to AsherBro.
Meanwhile, this probe does have some minerals, and it is moving around. Oh, and it goes up the ramp. Very nice micro from NightMare that dodges the drones.
The jukes are real.
Incredible. Let's talk about anything else.
Oh, now you want out. Now you want out. Last game, it took me like 5 minutes to try and get things on track.
Look at this map. Look at the foliage. Incredible.
Look at Sebastian. He's there.
Look at the fishes. Look at the crab.
He's beautiful.
I hate this crab. I always think it's a ling. Every time. It's so annoying.
I always think it's a reaper. It terrifies me.
Run away.
Run away. Oh god. But we are here in our second game, and this time NightMare is opening up a little bit more standard here as opposed to the previous one where he tried to experiment a little bit more with robo openers. He goes for a Stargate, but despite that, again, not following the meta, doesn't go for an Oracle.
Yeah, this is something that I've been seeing a lot out of the Korean Protosses when we are casting these events. They do really like to opt for this Void Ray opening. It does mean that you can mix up your openings between each other. You can start them all the same way with the Void Ray coming out first, and then you can diverge into different paths. You can go into a double Stargate, you can go into a Twilight, even to a Robo opening. So there's a lot of different paths that you can make all start from the same branch when you go for this Void Ray.
Yes, exactly. You're keeping your opponent in the dark right now, but that's exactly where this Zerg player likes to be. The Overlord does go down in the end, and which... Oh no, he's doing it!
Oh, let's go! Let's go!
I was like, which path is he gonna take? Is he gonna take the one of the dream? Or are we in a nightmare? He's going sky toss.
Dream?
Dream, papi.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dark does says, my name is Dark, I like being in the dark, I hate scouting, kill my Overlord. Yeah, so very fast double Stargate. I think this is a build that I remember Parting actually playing around with for quite a while, and people were talking about this maybe becoming a bit more of a thing again with the Queen nerf to the transfuse off creep, but it's not something that we have seen all that much if it is the build that I think it is, which is the very
Yes.
fast double carrier, but it is actually double Tempest.
Yes, we saw this quite a bit 2 seasons ago when 2000 Atmospheres was in the map pool. Harding would do this. SOS used to do this back when he was active.
Yeah, I saw Max Pax doing this as well a little bit.
Max Pax as well. It's a fun fact, like back then I was casting these ESL Asias with Yaku a lot more frequently, and every single time we saw this build, the Protoss would die. It just wouldn't work, but they would keep trying. They would keep trying.
Yeah.
The downside of this is that if this gets scouted early enough, the Zerg player will be able to get a Spire up and eventually go into fast Corruptors and shut this down. But if it does go unscouted, this can get a little bit out of control, and you know, Queens and buildings, they fall to fast Tempest. But the first one's just zooming across the map. Oh my god.
Yeah, I like this. He somehow managed to dodge all the Overlords here. I do think, if I remember right, Tempest actually one-shot drones. So
yeah.
if you can get them into the dead spaces, which Dataseed does have really good dead spaces, so I can see why he picked it for this map. They can be really annoying to deal with, but yeah, as you said, I don't think I saw this build win too much. I was hoping he was doing the double carrier because I have seen that build do really well, and flies it right over the Queens. Oh no.
The move command, not like this. The first Tempest goes down just like that. This build is being neutered. Ideally, he would have wanted to have pulled apart his opponent. One Tempest at the natural, one Tempest at the third base. As soon as this got scattered, by the way, Spire was thrown down, and Dark is coming in from both angles. There is no way out.
Yeah, brilliant Queen positioning from Dark there. NightMare, seeing my ladder games, saw what I did with my BCs, and he was like, I can do that with Tempests, but yeah, fantastic Queen positioning from Dark. Can't be understated how much of a difference it makes when you anticipate these moves.
Yeah, exactly. Half his Queens at the third, half in the main. He just got a full surround on the Tempest. 2 Tempests go down immediately, and just like that, NightMare is switching gears. He's like, nah. Despite the fact that he invested into a second Stargate and that Fleet Beacon, he's throwing down more gateways. He's going for charge. He is completely abandoning this tech path.
Yeah, going very far into these gateways, does recognize that he is a little bit behind now, getting the charge, starting to push out with this to get some aggression on. Probably hoping that Dark would have been making some Corruptors, but Dark actually manages to clean up these Tempests so efficiently that he doesn't even need to use his Spire.
Yeah, exactly. Roaches are on the way. We still have plenty of Queens. To be fair, charge lots can still be terrifying, depending on the surface area that they're able to get on this army, but the transfuses are on point, and those Roaches are just going ham on these Zealots.
Yeah, really nice positioning from Dark here, but the transfuses are starting to run out. These Zealots are starting to break through. We do have these Lings coming back to help defend, but these Zealots are making quite a bit of headway, taking out a lot of Queens here.
Oh, exactly. The boys are being pulled. Some nice hold position on those drones. The Zealots are breaking on through, but the reinforcements come out just in time. Drones are falling, don't get me wrong. NightMare is getting economic damage done, but he is all in.
Yeah, very all-in with his attack, and with those Zealots going down, this is something you really need spiraling out of control as a bit of a snowball build, and with that being pushed back, NightMare finds himself in a very difficult spot, so behind on upgrades, so behind on units and tech.
Yeah, behind in every single aspect. That push was designed to kill. It did get some drone damage, don't get us wrong, but some is not going to be enough, as the Adepts are all going to get cleaned up. And NightMare, he has to try and tech up from here, take his gases, work on some upgrades, maybe tech up towards Archons or something along those lines. He's going to try and go for some Zealot Runways to buy some time, buy time for his chosen Immortals.
Yeah, the supply doesn't lie. The Immortal's just a bit of a measure to try to defend these Roaches that are coming straight across the map, but I think there's just too much here for Dark. Dark even getting some Corruptors out, anticipating maybe that NightMare will be using these Stargates to help his defense, but this army from Dark is huge.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. It's throwing, it's coming in towards the third base, and there's nothing to stop him. We do have a couple of shield batteries, do have an overcharge available. There is a Void Ray, and not much shoots up, but we do have those Corruptors. The overcharge gets popped, but it immediately goes out to the Biles.
Yeah, good Biles there, takes out the overcharge. These other batteries are dry, so not even wasting any shots on those, just taking out the units, and even biling a little bit on this Void Ray. This Void Ray will go down as well, and this looks like the end for NightMare here.
Yeah, exactly. A very cheeky opener, you know, a bit of a blast from the past. We didn't get to see it too often, but maybe there's a reason why we don't see it anymore. GG gets called, and Dark will take the second game and move on to the grand finals.
Yeah, well done by Dark here, speedrunning his way through the series, showing his quality as a player, and he will be awaiting the winner of Cureverse Special.
That he is. Regardless of who he faces, it is going to be a Terran. But yeah, again, congratulations to Dark for working so well with limited information. I have to give props where props are due, and NightMare did a really good job both games at denying scouting and keeping his opener hidden from his opponent. But despite that, things didn't really work out as the way that he would have hoped for. You know, the Prism wasn't really too much of a surprise. It was scattered as it went out across the map, and it also didn't get into a mineral line. Likewise, these Tempests had a hard time moving out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But good job to NightMare making a nice deep run. I do believe top 4 does mean he'll be getting some EPT points as well. So that's a nice little bonus for him as well.
Definitely. And I was not expecting this, but it looks like our upper semis wasn't the fastest series here, as the lower TVT has already finished.